ugly!
Why am I born like this? I want to be beautiful too.
In a small village surrounded by red earth and tall palm trees, a baby girl was born on a rainy night. Thunder shook the sky as if the heavens were angry. When the midwife cleaned the baby and looked at her face, her smile faded. The child's face was uneven, her nose bent slightly, her lips too wide, and her skin rough even as a newborn. No one said it out loud, but fear filled the room. Her mother, Amara, held her close and cried softly. She did not see ugliness, she saw her child. But when neighbors came to greet the newborn, whispers followed them. Some shook their heads. Others sighed in pity. One woman murmured, "This child will suffer." Those words floated in the air like a curse. They named her Nkiru, meaning the future is better. But as Nkiru grew, the future did not seem better at all. Her face did not change like other children's faces. While others became cuter, Nkiru became more noticeable. Children stared. Adults avoided looking too long. Even animals seemed kinder to her than people. At the age of 6, children began to mock her openly. They called her names. They laughed when she walked past. Some ran away screaming just to make her cry. Teachers ignored her pain. They told her to be strong, but strength was hard when loneliness followed her everywhere. At home, her parents tried their best. Her father worked harder than other men, hoping success would protect his daughter. Her mother prayed every night, touching Nkiru's face gently, begging God to change her destiny. But prayers alone could not stop cruel tongues. As Nkiru became a teenager, the mockery grew worse. Boys laughed loudly when she passed. Girls whispered and compared faces. At festivals, she stood alone while others danced. Mirrors became her enemy. She avoided water reflections. She learned to walk with her head down. One evening, she overheard 2 men talking. Who will marry that one? Even darkness is more beautiful. They laughed. Something broke inside her that day. Nkiru stopped talking much. She stopped eating well. She stopped dreaming. Pain lived in her chest like a heavy stone. The village that raised her had rejected her. Even kindness now felt fake. One night, after another day of insults, Nkiru walked quietly into the forest. The same forest where children once ran freely. She cried, not loudly, but deeply. She whispered, "If beauty is all they love, then I do not belong here." By morning, the village woke to screams. Nkiru was gone. She had taken her own life. Her parents collapsed in pain. Her mother screamed until her voice broke. Her father sat silently, staring into nothing. The village that mocked her now stood quiet. For days, her family cried. Food spoiled, untouched. Songs turned to mourning, but the village soon returned to laughter. Life moved on. Only her parents carried the weight of regret. They buried her, never knowing her story was not over. That same night, far beyond the village, a strange glow rose from the forest. Something had answered Nkiru's pain. Something ancient, something dangerous. And soon, beauty would return, but not as a blessing. 3 moons after Nkiru's burial, the village returned fully to its normal life. Laughter came back. Gossip filled the air again. Children played. Men sat under trees, drinking palm wine. Only Nkiru's parents still lived in silence. The village had forgotten her pain, as if she never existed. One hot afternoon, dust rose on the village road. A figure appeared from far away, walking slowly, confidently. People stopped what they were doing. Heads turned. The closer she came, the quieter the village became. She was the most beautiful woman anyone had ever seen. Her skin glowed like honey in sunlight. Her long black hair flowed down her back like silk. Her eyes were deep, calm, and dangerous. Every step she took felt like music. Even the wind seemed to pause for her. Men dropped their cups. Women froze mid-conversation. Children stared with open mouths. No one spoke. It felt as if beauty itself had walked into the village. She smiled softly. "Good afternoon," she said in a calm voice. Her voice melted hearts. She introduced herself as Zara. She said she was passing through, searching for peace, a place to rest. The village elders welcomed her immediately. They offered her food, water, and a place to stay. No one asked too many questions. Beauty needed no explanation. Before sunset, the whole village knew her name. Men whispered it. Women repeated it with forced smiles. Children followed her like she was magic. Zara moved into an empty hut close to the forest, the same forest where Nkiru died. No one found that strange. No one remembered. The next morning, men began to find excuses to pass by her hut. "I was just checking the road. I was going to the farm. I needed water." Zara greeted them all kindly. She smiled. She listened. She never rushed anyone away. Her kindness felt deeper than beauty and more dangerous. By the third day, gifts arrived. Yams, goats, jewelry, expensive wrappers. Men competed silently, trying to outshine each other. Single men wanted her as a wife. Married men wanted her as a secret. Older men wanted her youth. Younger men wanted her beauty. Desire swallowed reason. Women began to notice changes. Their husbands stayed out late. Money disappeared. Food became scarce. Love turned cold. One woman confronted her husband. "Why don't you look at me anymore?" He shouted back, angry and defensive. The fight ended in silence. Soon, fights spread through the village. Women blamed Zara. Men defended her fiercely. She did nothing wrong. She is just beautiful. Zara watched everything calmly. She never argued, never shouted. At night, she sat alone, smiling into the darkness. Sometimes, she whispered into a small clay bottle she always carried. The liquid inside shimmered like liquid gold. No one knew where she came from. No one knew her family. No one noticed that her eyes sometimes filled with quiet anger. One evening, Zara stood near the village square where Nkiru was once mocked. She touched the ground gently. "They see me now," she whispered. Far away, Nkiru's parents felt a strange cold wind pass through their hut. They did not know why tears filled their eyes again. The village was no longer peaceful. Desire ruled. Homes cracked. Love faded. And Zara's beauty grew stronger every day. But beauty has a price. And soon, the village would pay. Within weeks of Zara's arrival, the village changed beyond recognition. Morning songs stopped. Evening laughter disappeared. What filled the air now was tension, jealousy, and silent anger. Beauty had entered the village, but peace had left. Men no longer returned home early. Some slept outside. Others lied to their wives without shame. They spent hours near Zara's hut, waiting like hungry children. Food became scarce in many homes. Money that once paid for school and farming tools now bought perfumes, jewelry, and expensive clothes, all gifts for Zara. Women cried in silence at night. They looked into their husbands' eyes and saw strangers. Love that took years to build was destroyed in days. One afternoon, a woman named Ifunanya stormed to Zara's hut. Her wrapper was loose. Her eyes burned with anger. "You are destroying our homes," Ifunanya shouted. Zara looked at her calmly and smiled. "I only exist," she replied softly. That answer broke something inside the woman. More women gathered. Shouting began. Accusations flew like stones. Men rushed in immediately. They stood in front of Zara like guards. Some even pushed their own wives away. That night, the first fight turned violent. A husband slapped his wife for insulting Zara. The sound echoed through the village. By morning, news spread fast. Blood had entered love. Fear entered marriage. Zara's beauty seemed to grow stronger the more chaos spread. Her skin glowed brighter, her smile became deeper, her eyes colder. At night, she poured drops from her small clay bottle onto her skin. The liquid shimmered and disappeared. Men dreamed of her. They woke calling her name. Some abandoned their farms completely. Children stopped going to school. Mothers were too broken to care. Fathers were too distracted to notice. The elders called for a meeting. They warned the men. They begged for peace. But desire does not listen to wisdom. One elder whispered, "This feels like a curse." Others laughed nervously. "It is just beauty," they said. That evening, two women fought openly in the village square over rumors of gifts their husbands gave Zara. Zara watched from a distance. Her smile faded for the first time. Tears filled her eyes, not of sadness, but of memory. She whispered to the wind, "You laughed when I cried." That night, Nkiru's name echoed in Zara's dreams. The village was now broken, trust shattered, homes divided, and still, they worshipped beauty. But truth cannot hide forever. And soon, the beauty potion would demand its final payment. The elders could no longer sleep. The village felt heavy, like something unseen was sitting on everyone's chest. Night brought strange dreams. Morning brought fear. Even the air felt different. One night, the oldest elder, Papa Uzo, followed Zara quietly. He noticed how she always walked toward the forest after midnight. Zara entered deep into the forest, the forbidden path, the place where Nkiru had died. Papa Uzo hid behind a tree. His heart pounded as he watched Zara kneel on the ground. Zara removed the clay bottle from her wrapper. She opened it slowly. A golden mist rose into the air. She spoke softly, but the forest listened. "They see me now," she said. "They desire me now." Then her voice broke. Tears fell. "They laughed when I begged. They mocked me until I died." Papa Uzo gasped quietly. "Who are you?" he whispered. Zara turned slowly. Her beauty flickered. For a brief moment, her face changed. Papa Uzo saw her true face, Nkiru's face. The same uneven features, the same broken eyes, the same pain. "I am Nkiru," she said calmly. "I drank what the forest gave me." She explained everything. On the night she died, her pain called to the forest spirits. They answered with a potion, beauty powerful enough to bend hearts, but fueled by bitterness. "The potion does not create love," Nkiru said. "It reveals what already lives inside people." Papa Uzo fell to his knees. "We failed you," he cried. "Yes," Nkiru replied. "You worshipped beauty and crushed the broken." She told him the potion was fading. When it ended, truth would be forced into the open. "If they feel shame," she said, "I will rest. If they don't, the village will rot." By morning, Papa Uzo called an emergency meeting. His voice shook as he spoke. He told them everything. The potion, the spirit, Nkiru's return. Silence followed. Then crying. Women remembered their insults. Men remembered their laughter. Some refused to believe. Others trembled with regret. That night, Zara stood alone again near the village square. Her beauty began to fade slowly. The potion was ending. The truth was coming. Morning came quietly. The village woke up like people who had survived a long nightmare. Birds sang, but no one smiled. Everyone remembered what Papa Uzo had said the night before. Men avoided each other's eyes. Women held their wrappers tightly. Shame walked openly among them. Zara did not come out of her hut that morning. People gathered outside, whispering nervously. When she finally stepped out, gasps filled the air. Her beauty was fading fast. Her skin no longer glowed. Her face slowly returned to what it once was. Some men cried. Others felt fear deeper than loss. They realized they had never loved her. They had worshipped desire. Women stepped forward one by one. Tears streamed down their faces. We mocked you. We laughed. We are sorry. Zara listened silently. Her eyes were calm now. The anger that once lived in them was gone. She walked slowly to Nkiru's parents' hut. The village followed in silence. When Nkiru's mother saw her face, she screamed and collapsed. My child, she cried. Zara knelt before them. I only wanted to be seen, she said softly. Her father touched her face with shaking hands. We saw you too late. Zara smiled sadly. The potion ends today. She raised the clay bottle and poured the last drop onto the ground. The earth absorbed it. A strong wind swept through the village. Trees shook. Dust rose. Then silence. When the wind stopped, Zara was gone. Only Nkiru's wrapper remained on the ground. No one spoke. Everyone understood. From that day, the village changed. Mockery stopped. Children were protected. The broken were respected. Men returned to their homes. Women healed slowly. Love grew again carefully. A statue was built where Nkiru was once mocked, not of beauty but of strength. The elders taught the story to every generation. They said, beauty ignored becomes pain. Pain ignored becomes power. And deep in the forest, when the wind blows softly, some say they still hear a girl's voice not crying anymore, but free.